Hey everybody! Today I thought I'd do a little bit of discussion around collectibles that will not make you money. So, one of the things that Kai and I have are collectibles and a lot of collectible TCGs. Now, collectible TCGs, a lot of the cards that you'll open at a PAX, they're not going to make you money. When you open a pack, you're doing it for fun. You're not doing it to make money. So, that's not the only thing Pokemon related where if you're a collector, you get more out of the collecting and having of the item than the value over time. And there's a lot of different collectors out there. And one of the things that I've noticed, and we've started to expand into the space, is to look at collectibles that aren't just TCGs, aren't just going to stonk out and be worth a lot of money. They're things that bring people enjoyment. And as you can see on my left and right here, we got two collectibles and they're plushies. And there's a lot of plushie collectors out there. There's people who want plushies. I mean, I imagine you've seen those beds before, just like totally coated with plushies. You probably see some of the bigger YouTubers. They have a lot of plushies as well. Now, plushies, I don't think are going to stonk out. I don't think you're going to see like a huge boost in value, especially when those plushies are sitting in someone's house. We've started to import plushies from Japan. Ooh, almost knocked my whole tree down here. We've started to import plushies from Japan, and they come beautiful, sealed in plastic. And we've started to add them into our store. So we start to see the ability to, ship out plushies, get things that people can't get. Now, that's not the only collectible that probably won't increase in value over time, but there's lots of collectibles that can bring you a lot of joy, both to collecting TCG, but also to your enjoyment space. Do you have a place inside your house where you have, your Pokemon stuff gathered together in one spot? So many people do, and that's one of the things you can augment to your spot is add pieces that you really like. Even if they're not going to stonk out and make you lots of money or be worth lots of money down the future, you can still add interesting pieces to your collection or augment your collection. And we've started to do that ourselves. One of the things I've always loved is playmats. Now, playmats are not something that's going to stonk out. But playmat is it's almost like a snapshot in time, a history. The Morpeko V Union is the Crown Zenith playmat. Or I guess the new Mew UPC has a playmat. Or the Charizard UPC, What a Failure, had a playmat. We've been importing some playmats from Japan, and we've started to realize that people do like to add little pieces, little augmented pieces to their collection so that they increase the enjoyment of their space, increase what they have. And these two guys, these are good examples. It's very, very difficult to get a hold of this Umbreon right here. It's, this guy's a little more common on the left here, but we've started to see that, these really add to your space, to where you're going to collecting. And as a store, we started to stock these items. There's a lot of people out there who are underserved. I mean, people have contacted us and asked if we sold Pokemon plushies, and at the time we didn't. But as more people discussed it with us, we started to add them to the store, and they're a cool little niche item that we get to add. I mean, for example, we've got some Piplups floating around. We have some, we have more Umbreons. We have got in stock, and I might show some of the really cool Mews, and we're looking, to add more. So that's not the only thing that you could add, like playmats or plushies, but if you're really into Pokemon, one of the other things that Opossum Bud sort of triggered me on is to start looking at sleeves. Now, the sleeves here, if you go to the store here in Canada, the United States, the sleeves are not all that impressive. A lot of the sleeves are functional. They're meant for players, and that's great. But in Japan, we've started to import these really neat sleeves that are themed. Now, sleeves are not going to boost in value. Now, there's exceptions. Obviously, the Van Gogh sleeves really stonked out. I think people were selling like a sleeve for $5 each, a single sleeve. So, I mean, that's crazy. And in the United States and Canada, and I guess Pokemon International, Sleeves come in almost everything. So you get sleeves in ETBs, you get sleeves in UPCs, you get sleeves in players' boxes, trainer decks, you get sleeves. But in Japan, they put a little more focus on producing really neat sleeves. And I'll try to show some of them in the video here. We've recently started to get them. And we've noticed that we're trying to stock these from Japan. They're hard to get. Like, they're rare. They don't let you just buy 100 sleeves and start selling them. If you go to the Japanese Pokemon Center, you're basically limit one, right? I know that some customers have contacted us, and now that they see us importing certain things, we've been importing these really cool pieces that add to someone's collection. And Opossum Bun put me onto this. He started to show like the sleeve of the day, and I'm like, where are these sleeves coming from? And I started to monitor the Japanese Pokemon Center, and these sleeves started to pop up, and they're limit one per person. So, you know, I add them to cart and send them to our proxy address in Japan so that we can import them. But they're really neat. Now, if you look at some of these sleeves, they have the latest Pokemon. We got the Roaring Moon sleeves. We have, you know, kind of some goofy sleeves with, I think, with Blissey on them and Wigglypuff or Wigglytuff. But they're neat. And now, they're not going to go up in value. You're not going to say, oh, this sleeve will be worth $30 in the future, and I only paid $12 for this pack of sleeves. No, not going to happen. Some people have speculated if they started allowing you to grade sleeves, that maybe, but yeah. But I mean, these are awesome. Players want to roll up and be able to have these really specialty sleeves. They want to have their deck in, you know, a sleeve that's, you know, not just the standard green or black you can buy at your local card store. They like having these unique sleeves, and it's part of their collection. Like, it's part of the fun, the joy they're getting at a Pokemon. And I think you can seek out collectibles that don't stonk out. You don't have to worry about how much value this guy's going to have in 10 years, or this guy. The value is now, right? It's providing you enjoyment now. You have a stuffy now. And thinking back, I know we've sold some plushies to people, and I saw them grab the plushie and yank the tag off. And I'm like, but you have to realize that they're buying this plushie for enjoyment. They're not buying it for future resale value or for whatever. They're buying it to add to their collection, add to their room, make their life, make their little niche, their little spot, all that more cozy. So you have to think about Pokemon collecting sometimes like that. If you really like something, don't be ashamed to get it, even though it's not the traditional, it's not an investment. It's not going to increase in value. It's giving you value now. And a lot of just pack opening is like that. You're just opening packs. It's giving you value now. It's entertainment. You're going to lose money on packs. That's how it works, right? That's how Pokemon makes money. But you're spending that money on entertainment. You're spending these guys on, you know, your comfy plush collection. It doesn't always have to be, you know, sealed products like, well, celebrations, or what do we got back here? What's being hidden? Oh, Lost Origin. So don't worry too much when you're collecting about the value. There's so much focus in the YouTube space about the value of this, the value of that, future resale value, the investment. I think when the value discussions are happening, it's a way for us grown adults to rationalize our entertainment budget. And I mean, it's good to rationalize your entertainment budget. It's good to know that you can have something that in a really clutch situation you can sell. But not everything has to be value. Sometimes it just has to be fun. If you like this video, subscribe. We are going to waste some money by opening some packs. We are going to show more of these neat little collectibles that we've started to add to our online store. Feel free to check in the description, you know, see what we got. We appreciate your view. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. It was nice to speak with you. Bye.